For much of known history, humans lived as hunter gatherers, meaning that they hunted wild animals for meat and gathered wild plants, fruits, and nuts for food. Hunter gatherers were nomadic, moving from place to place in search of food and resources. They lived in small groups, typically with extended family members, and had a relatively simple social organization. The constant search for food and water meant that they were vulnerable to natural disasters like droughts and floods. To survive, they had to be skilled in hunting and gathering and have a deep knowledge of their environment to find food and avoid danger. Because they relied on wild food sources, their diets were typically varied and included a wide range of plants and animals. These early humans did not have permanent settlements or cities and did not engage in large scale trade. They did, however, have rich cultural traditions, including music, dance, and storytelling. They also had complex belief system and spirituality and often lived in close harmony with their natural environments. This resilience, resourcefulness, and sociable nature propelled them toward building the first civilization. The dawn of agriculture. Around 12,000 years ago, humans began to develop agriculture in what is now known as Neolithic Revolution. This shift allowed for the cultivation of crops and the domestication of animals, leading to a more settled lifestyle. Agriculture is believed to have first developed independently in several regions of the world, including the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East, modern day Iraq, Syria, and Turkey, the Yangtze and Yellow River valleys in China and Mesoamerica, modern day Mexico and Central America. However, the Fertile Crescent is often considered the cradle of the civilization and the birthplace of agriculture, as it was there that the first domesticated crops and animals appeared. The earliest evidence of agriculture in the Fertile Crescent comes from the site of Abu Huraira in Syria, where people began cultivating wheat, barley, and other crops and domesticating animals such as goats and sheep. This development allowed for the growth of human population and the emergence of permanent settlements, leading to the rise of the first civilizations. One of the key ways that agriculture led to complex societies was through the specialization of labor. In hunter-gatherer societies, everyone had to participate in finding food and resources. But with the advent of agriculture, some people could specialize in farming while others could specialize in other trades such as tool making, pottery, or weaving. This division of labor allowed for diversification, which gave way to greater efficiency and productivity, creating more goods and services, and eventually to the rise of more advanced economies. As society grew more complex, they also developed more sophisticated political systems. Leaders who could organize the effort of sizable teams of people and make judgments that would benefit the entire community began to emerge. As a result, government evolved and states and empires were eventually founded. Agriculture also allowed for the development of writing, which allowed for recording history, law, and religion. Writing allowed for the accumulation of knowledge and the sharing of ideas, which helped shape these societies' cultural and intellectual development. Furthermore, agriculture led to the development of new technologies such as irrigation, plows, and domesticated animals. These technologies helped to increase the efficiency of farming and allowed for the larger scale food production, which in turn fueled the growth of larger, more elaborate societies. The first civilization. We can gather that the first civilization arose in Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley around 4000 to 3000 BC. The development of writing, complex political systems, and monumental architecture such as temples and palaces characterize these societies. Some of the most notable remains of the Mesopotamian civilization, particularly, are the cities and monuments they left behind. One of the most famous cities of ancient Mesopotamia was Babylon, home to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. The ruins of Babylon can be still seen in modern day Iraq. Another important city of the Mesopotamian civilization is now southern Iraq. It was home to the ziggurat, a massive step pyramid used for religious purposes. The ruins of Iraq can still be seen today, including the remains of the ziggurat. Although the remains have withered, the Epic of Gilgamesh from Mesopotamia has survived as a testament to the power of stories in human cultures. On the other hand, the Indus Valley civilization has its story preserved in the form of the city of Mohenjo-daro, located in present-day Pakistan. Mohenjo-daro was a major urban center with a sophisticated urban planning system, including a grid of streets, public baths, and a sewage system. This city was also home to impressive architecture, including the Great Bath and the large granary. These relics of the past are a window into the lives of the first sparks of human civilization and advancement. Another important city of the Indus Valley civilization was Harappa, also located in present-day Pakistan. Harappa was a major center of trade and commerce with evidence of long-distance trade with Mesopotamia and other regions. The city was also home to impressive architecture, including the Great Granary and the Harappa Fortress. Although the most documented of all these early settlements is probably ancient Egypt, the first Egyptian civilization, also known as the early dynastic period, emerged around 3100 BCE, which for reference is half a century before even the iconic pyramids were built. The remains of this ancient civilization can be found throughout Egypt, including its impressive architecture, arts, and religious beliefs. One of the most notable remains of the first Egyptian civilization is the city of Memphis, located near modern-day Cairo. Memphis served as the capital of Egypt during this period. It was home to impressive architecture, including the Step Pyramid of Djoser, one of Egypt's oldest and most famous pyramids. Memphis was also home to many other important structures, including the Temple of Ptah and the Temple of Hathor and the statue of Khafre-Khemui, one of the Egypt's oldest freestanding statues. As these civilizations grew, so too did their economies. Trade became an important part of life as goods such as spices, metals, and textiles were exchanged between different regions. This led to long-distance trade networks as merchants traveled across land and sea to bring goods to different markets. The spread of civilization also led to the diffusion of ideas and technologies. The Egyptians, for example, developed a sophisticated system of writing mathematics and astronomy, which influenced later cultures such as the Greeks and the Romans. The Chinese developed technologies such as paper making, gunpowder, and the compass, transforming the world. Hence, the history of how Homo sapiens transitioned from foraging and hunting to agriculture and the development of civilization is a complicated one that spans over millennia and several different cultures. Humans achieved amazing feats of invention and ingenuity thanks to the development of agriculture, the expansion of settlements, and the creation of civilizations. While this is the first cornerstone in the story of humanity, the first wave of innovation paved the way for the species that would one day step on the moon.